Hey Gemini, welcome to your Mercury Retrograde reading. We're just going to go ahead and get started and jump straight in. I hope you're doing well. This Mercury Retrograde is going to be from August 4th until the 28th. And Mercury rules and governs things like communication, travel, technology, but also like our own intellectual thought processes of things, right? Just our own thought processes and the way we understand things. So retrogrades do kind of bring a highlight that can bring like misunderstandings with communication or technology malfunctions, or just us having to really re-look at things, or things coming back up from the past to be, things to be adjusted, right? Things to be re-looked at here. And you did pull this adjustments are required, and you also pulled this card that says a personal issue reaches resolution. So I think something that you're dealing with at this time as you enter into the retrograde here, Gemini, is that there could be a personal issue going on, right, that is affecting you. And there's adjustments here that you're having to make. But it's interesting though, because I'm almost seeing here that you have been doing adjustments, but there's like this last half of things that you have to do, which could kind of feel overwhelming. But it's like you're already halfway through something, it feels like to me. It's like the process of something. And it's interesting that you pulled this Capricorn card, because Capricorn deals with tenacity and having to be tenacious and having to, still remain critical and analytical when it comes to the objectives that we're trying to do and trying to get done here. So I feel like the universe is wanting you to stay focused. This retrograde is going to be quite a wild one, right? We're going to be having Jupiter square Saturn during this retrograde. And the reason why that's so important is because Jupiter, the planet, Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, and the ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, and it's square Saturn in Pisces. So it's a lot of mutable energy, a lot of shifting, changing energy that we have to constantly adapt to. And this Mercury retrograde as well is going to square Uranus, which is sudden unpredictability of things and shakeups of things. But really, I feel like it's like, in a way, it's like the universe is like creating a mess to show us how to clean things up, right? Or showing us like where like we haven't been doing things right, or where we've been needing to clean things up. But then with this retrograde, it's like everything is now coming to the forefront. We're like, holy shit, like I have to do something. So, but the gift in it is that we will be able to clean things up. It's just, there's going to be things that are going to need our attention. So let's see, you did pull this loyalty card. It says determination dog here, and you also pulled this cycles change card. So you're going through cycles, right? You're going through changes, and you're in a cycle. And it's interesting that you pulled the world card here, right? Because the world card does talk about the beginning and the end of cycles, or the end of cycles and the beginning of cycles here. And with the death card here, it's like you're definitely ending some form of cycle here in your life, and there's a new one happening here. And it's interesting that you also pulled the third house here, because the third house is communication, right? So Capricorn being here, it's like I think Spirit's really wanting you to, like, when it comes to the things that you're communicating, like making sure you're following through with things and making sure like you're sticking to your commitments here. Also too, the third house is a house of ambition, right? It's like how our thoughts and our feelings flow toward ourselves, right? And how like, and that channel through us. So like when it comes to our objectives with Capricorn, wanting to do things, it's like you're having to be like critically tenacious here and sticking to, pursuing these things and doing these things here. Because you do have the Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands here in your current energy. It's like you're starting to find your stride here, Gemini. You're starting to find your stride, and I think you're allowing yourself to start doing things that are fun for you, right? Queen of Wands, doing things that are, in alignment with what your heart's desires are. But just the things that you just want to act on, the things that you want to do here that bring you happiness. You pulled the Hangman here, King of Swords, Four Cups here. There is some type of conscious illumination that you're getting here with the Hangman, like some form of a deeper understanding and meaning when it comes to your life here. But it's interesting because the Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge. And the King of Swords is someone who is very wise and very knowledgeable and knows how to use his wisdom as his biggest tool to be able to get things done. But it's interesting that you did pull the Four of Cups here. It's like you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, and so I feel like Spirit is saying here, like, to trust in what it is that you believe and what it is that you know, and stay dedicated to what it is that you're trying to pursue. Because the Four of Cups can be an energy to where King of Swords, Hangman, It's like we have that knowledge, we have that wisdom, but it's almost in a way we're not trusting it, or we're not taking action on it for some reason. And I feel like your biggest asset, Gemini, is like your mind, right? So it's like, but it is your ruling planet retrograde, so it's like, yeah, some things could be a little bit confusing, but I feel like the universe is really saying here, like, to still trust in what it is that you know, and to keep, relying upon your wisdom and your knowledge here to take action, even when things do feel messy, right? Four Cups is an energy towards like we start giving up, or we feel discouraged. And I feel like the universe is like wanting you to step into your courage here, because Mercury will retrograde out of Virgo, right? It starts in Virgo and it goes into Leo. And Leo deals with courage. It deals with self-expression. It deals with our happiness, our creativity, our self-expression, like I said. And the Strength card is here, which is Leo. And if you look at this row, it goes the Death card, the Strength card, Four Cups here. And it's like there's change and transformation that you've been going through, things that are breaking down and ending. But with the World card, Seven of Cups here, is like there's now these newer things that are starting to present itself. And the Strength card is like having to actively engage your willpower, right, and take the initiative with things. Right, and so the universe is like wanting you to do that. This is like a big theme playing out here for you, like the Strength card, arcana here. But the Four Cups is like can be having to step outside of a comfort zone, or leave a comfort zone, or kind of step into the unfamiliar, and that's what can be uncomfortable, which is where we like have to use our strength to like to persevere, or to have courage to do the things that we want to do. I'm not saying you don't have courage, but I feel like the universe is like wanting you to and like embrace more of that courage side that you have here. So, and if we look at this here, the Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands, this is your current energy, this is your future position here. Like your current energy at this time, it's like you're making adjustments. Eight of Wands is like you're resetting your targets, right? Eight of Wands is the height of ambition. And the Seven of Cups above it is about desire. So it's like you have these desires and these ambitions here to get underway with things, or to keep or to continue pursuing the things that you've been doing here. And I think you're fully starting to come into like what your heart wants, right? And it's like you're starting to follow like your inner compass and your intuition, and you're allowing yourself to be intuitively led by your heart, right, to move in the direction of what will bring you happiness here. But I'm seeing here like something becoming confusing, the Hangman, King of Swords, that you're having to adjust and sort through. So, and the Four Cups telling you not to get discouraged, because sometimes we have these ups and these downs, and it's like you could experience like an up, and then you could experience like a down, and then you're like, oh, like here we go again. But the universe is saying here to stay focused, stay concentrated here, because it's like all these things are going to make sense, like especially when we come out of the retrograde. But there's going to be some confusing things here. So let's go ahead and clarify and see what these things are. Clarify the World card here for the overall energy. You pulled the Nine of Wands here. Yep. Nine of Wands is my card of adversity. Like he's feeling adversity here. Like his positivity is waning, right? And with the World card, it's like, it's the journey, right? The journey that we're on, and the journey that we've undertook with something. And so it's like there is this little bit of resistance and adversity here that you're experiencing. But the World card is Saturn, and Saturn does represent to where we have to stay disciplined and committed to the building of the structures here that we're doing, so we can achieve the things that we want. So the universe is just saying to stick in there, Gemini. Clarify the Seven of Cups. You have the King of Cups. Yeah, because even at this time, it's like you have these strong desires that you want to devote yourself to, and these things are spiritually and emotionally in alignment with what it is that you're wanting. So, clarify the Death card really quick before I say something else. You have the Seven of Swords here. Yeah, and in a way, I think there has been adjustments, like I said, you've been making with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords isn't always negative, right? It can represent strategies and tactics, right? And having to come up with a game plan, right, or an action plan to get under to implement the World card, right? To implement into like what we're doing. So I think you have been making these adjustments. There's been things that have been kind of constantly been an influx here, but the universe is like, with that King of Cups, Seven of Cups, is like to stay devoted to what you're spiritually and emotionally wanting to receive for yourself. Clarify the Queen of Wands in your current energy. You have the Two of Wands. I feel like you're full of ambition at this time, and so the universe is like saying like to capitalize on this ambition that you're having or that you're feeling at this time here. Because the Two of Wands, he holds the globe in his hand, which represents his desire to conquer, right? His desire to achieve, his desire to take bold action, to go for the things that he wants. And I'm seeing you starting to come into this energy. Clarify the Eight of Wands, you have the Devil card. Clarify the Strength card, you have the Fool card here. And also the Fool card, Strength card is like the Fool card represents new beginnings, but also represents like taking a leap of faith. Like you're taking these leaps here and you're really wanting to unshackle yourself. The Devil card, it's like you're wanting to kind of go beyond what you have done before, right? And get yourself out of like devil energy, right? Things that bind you, constrict you, doesn't make you feel like you're expansive, right? And it's like you're starting to expand, like your sense of being is expanding here. And so the universe is saying to definitely, keep taking those leaps here when it comes to shaking things up and making things greater in your life. Let's clarify the future position here, Gemini. Let's take a look at this Hangman. You pull the Queen of Wands here. You're getting a deeper understanding with this retrograde of what spiritually and emotionally makes you happy, right? And also I say the Hangman as well is when you're infused with new knowledge that brings a newer perspective on life and a deeper meaning in regards to your life or with something that you're doing. And so that's the conscious illumination that I see you getting here, or the enlightenment here that you're getting. And the King of Swords is enlightened, right? He's enlightened, he wears the crown, he's enlightened with wisdom and knowledge. And so, and you pull the King of Swords again on it. So it's like you have the knowledge, you have the right mindset here. Why is this Four of Cups here? The Two of Swords. I think it's some type of indecision here. Why the Two of Swords? The High Priestess. It's almost like you're wanting, it's like this like is showing me or like telling me intuitively like there's something here like waiting for the right time to do things. The Four of Cups, Two of Swords, the High Priestess. Like sometimes there's like these things that where it's like we want to do, but we almost feel like, well, I don't feel ready yet. But it's like inside of our being is like this pressure of like beginning something or doing something or taking some type of action. But we're like, I'm gonna wait for the right time. But I feel like Spirit's saying here, like, there's not going to be a right time. You might as well do it now, right? The Four of Cups, Two of Swords, High Priestess. I'm also seeing something maybe get delayed here. It could be a slight delay with something here with this retrograde. Four Cups, Two of Swords, High Priestess. This could be you maybe waiting on communication or waiting for some type of green light. From an external source, right? It could be a person or it could just be a situation in general. So let's extend your reading out here, Gemini. You pulled the King of Pentacles. Yeah, the Five of Swords. And you pulled the Sun card here. Yeah. Well, whatever this is, if you're waiting on something, whether you get it or not, I don't think it's going to have a big impact. I think you'll still be moving in the direction of being very happy with the Sun card being here and the King of Pentacles. Also, too, this is like where your prosperity starts to increase as well. King of Pentacles and the Sun card, or the growth of something starts to really increase. It could be a project, career, money, resources, right? So I do see that. And this Five of Swords, it's like I see you here disconnecting from things that you don't value. So like, I feel like with this retrograde energy, it's like there's a lot of things that you're figuring out. Like you're figuring out like what you don't like, you're figuring out what you do like, you're figuring out like things that maybe you connected to or tried, but maybe don't align with you anymore. And so there is like this process of like experimentation with this Five of Swords. But through this process of experimentation, the Five of Swords shows us like what our values are and what we want to create and what we want to stick to and what we want to fixate our energy on and cultivate and grow. And whatever those things are, I see you here with the Sun card getting success, because the Sun card does represent success and liberation and happiness. So I do see you and feel you having that energy here. But I definitely feel like with this retrograde, Gemini, very interesting. I'm trying to figure out like what houses this retrograde is going to be in for you. Yeah, it's going to be your fourth, and then it's going to be the third. So you could be looking at the foundation of things when it comes to your personal life, your inner world, your home life, but also like when it retrogrades back into Leo in your third house, Gemini, you could be really wanting to rethink about how you want to express yourself and communicate yourself and, pursue things and do things that make you happy. but I do feel like you're making your way there. This retrograde, is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a very, you could say, disruptive retrograde, very mutable retrograde, because like I said, that Jupiter, and I don't know if I said this in your video, I said it in Taurus and Aries though. Jupiter's in your sign in Gemini, right? Jupiter's going to square Saturn though in Pisces, and Saturn and Pisces is in your 10th house of career, and so that's a mutable square, which is going to be kind of like a messy energy, having to really figure out for yourself like what you want to creatively grow and expand into, that's in alignment with what your truth is, and that brings you meaning. And so the meaning of things when it comes to the way you've identified with things could be changing, but it's all morphing and shaping up on a bigger picture to reorient you towards something that is bigger for yourself, or that is better for yourself, and that's in alignment with your truth. Gemini. So I think the universe is gearing you up for a newer beginning, newer cycles with this retrograde, a newer cycle to step into of like what you want to devote yourself to and commit yourself to. And right now you have the ambition on your side and the energy on your side at this time. So the universe is saying like to ride this wave as long as you can. But whatever comes up like that feels like it's like a setback or something, just understand that it's not. It's like you just having to revise things and relook at things to get a better understanding of what these things are. So that way you can make those adjustments to set yourself up for more long-term success with the King of Pentacles and the Sun card, which I do see you making your way toward. So that's what I got for you, Gemini, in your Mercury retrograde reading. I appreciate you for watching. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, that link will be down below in the description. My readings are on sale as well. If you click that link, it'll take you straight to my website, and then you can just purchase a reading from there. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Also hit the notification button bell as well. And if you like the video, be sure to also hit that thumbs up button. Otherwise than that, Gemini, I'm wishing you the best during this Mercury retrograde, and I'll see you later. Trust me, we all gonna be going through something. So anyways, I appreciate you, Gemini, and I'll talk to you later.